You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Plows out in full force all across the district tonight. This video from just outside our studio along Wisconsin Avenue here in Northwest. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. It is a DMV first warn day in the region, and some areas in the DMV are expecting up to a foot of snow at this point.
Yeah, so much snow out there. The roads and sidewalks around the region covered in snow right now. But we're still seeing some brave drivers. Even this man, look at this, running past our studio earlier tonight in shorts.
Whoa.
We have some buses moving along as well, but WMATA says buses are now operating on a moderate snow plan. That means some buses are in detoured routes while others just aren't running at all. We'll have much more on that development coming up in a moment.
And let's take a live look right now at our radar. This is a look at the bright blue swath showing all of the snow. It actually has thinned out earlier. It just seemed like it was just covering the entire area with this winter storm.
Yeah, from the radar to what it actually looks like right now across the DMV. You can see the White House there on the left side of your screen. And this is Winchester Walking Mall in Winchester, Virginia on the right side as the snow starts to taper off just a bit after I came down a pretty good clip this evening.
All right, let's get over to the district where the city is under a snow emergency. It means that you will have 8 hours tomorrow to clear the snow from the sidewalks. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb as we're looking at the roads, and they are snow covered.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock now. I think this was the time that we had been saying things would start to die down. The storm system is still revving up across some sections of southern Maryland, but most of the district, it is light to scattered snowfall. And that's what those bands are, they're starting to loosen up. Still a very intact storm system from the deep south parts of North Carolina into the Richmond area. And here in the DMV, look how the darker blue is now across. This is King George, St. Mary's County, and we're dealing with the lighter shade. So there's not much behind this storm system. And so that's going to be beneficial for us. We're not in the clear just yet, but everything we will see now, it is going to be a quarter to 2/4 of an inch. We're not going to see those 1 to 2 inches of snowfall moving in rapidly. Visibility, it continues to be a big issue from DC up towards Baltimore County and a mile in front of you, 2 miles in front of you for the Frederick area. And that's going to continue to be an issue as there's just a ton of moisture, condensation in the upper atmosphere. And so as you're driving tomorrow morning, overnight workers still going to be dealing with that. Here's road temperatures at the surface, and this is where you get black ice that's going to start to form. Some of our bridges and overpass, they are just not kept at this point, and so you have slick conditions that are going to continue to form. We do have some minor impacts and a good lull with this weather maker, but our next one is on our heels going into tomorrow evening. More on that coming up.
All right, Janessa, let's talk about the district here. And you can see all the snow coming down. The city is under a snow emergency. And that does mean you have 8 hours tomorrow to clear all of the snow from the sidewalks. And crews are going to be working on the roads. The emergency routes, if you parked there, you have been towed. The district has also opened up a whole number of shelters for anyone experiencing homelessness. The snowy conditions means that Metro has moved to this moderate snow plan. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live there in Northwest, and this is near 14th Street and Madison. Daniel, let's talk about some of these buses. They were stuck for hours, and all because of one initial bus that was stuck.
Yeah, Susan, the buses have just started to move. I don't know if you saw one that just moved, but you can see a whole slew of them starting to come up 14th Street right here. What we were told by one of the drivers earlier was the bus out in front initially was uncertain about going down a hill. A newer driver, you can see how snow-covered these roadways are. So it backed up more than a dozen buses that had been blocking northbound 14th Street. Of course, now they are all moving out of here, which is very good news for anybody trying to go through this area. Now, as you said, Metro Bus is on a moderate snow plan right now. That means 114 of 193 bus routes will operate, but many will be detoured around roads prone to hazardous conditions, including neighborhood streets. So you may have increased wait times because of these road conditions. Metro Rail, on the other hand, is moving and operating at a normal pace. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this snow, so we asked people, what do you think about it?
It's crazy. We get it. Winter is here. Can it be gone already? Like, I don't understand. This snow is crazy. In middle of the week? Only a Tuesday.
It's only a Tuesday. We still got some time to go before the end of the week here. So, again, if you have to be out, make sure you are paying attention to the road conditions. Certainly a lot of slick spots, a lot of covered roadways, and, of course, potential for ice. For now, we're live in Northwest. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, you've been monitoring that situation for a couple of hours now. We know that one stretch was blocked because of the buses, but what did it look like on the other side as cars were passing through? Were you able to see plow crews making their way to help clear the roads?
Well, that is the thing, Susan. From the time we got here, closer to 7 o'clock, I haven't seen really any plows coming through here. And even the Metro Bus drivers were telling me the longer they sit here, the worse this road condition is going to be. And so, of course, you can see out here what the road looks like. So I assume that they will be having some plow crews come through here now that all of these buses are finally starting to move on here. But we will just have to wait and see.
That's our Daniel Hamburg. Those were thick treads to travel
They
on.
certainly are. Messy out there. Meanwhile, in Prince George's County, crews are out treating roads well before it snowed. You can see here this private plow driver putting down salt this afternoon. The owner of the landscaping company says his crews salted 25 parking lots and businesses throughout Bowie.
Be on the site till everything's cleaned off the property, probably sometime midday Wednesday.
That plow driver says he has 30 guys on his crews. They'll be monitoring parking lots and sidewalks throughout the night to make sure they do not freeze over.
Now let's talk about our schools. There are already some really lucky kiddos who have a snow day tomorrow. For the full list of the closings and delays, just go to our website, dcnewsnow.com. And if you go under the weather tab, you will find closings and delays. In Northern Virginia, where some areas could see up to a foot of snow, VDOT crews are urging everyone to just stay off the roads if you can. If you do have to drive, though, you can monitor the road conditions on their 511 mobile app. VDOT says it has 2,700 pieces of equipment working to clear 14,000 miles of roads. The plows will, of course, first target all those highways, then primary, major, and finally secondary roads.
All right, we have a safety warning for you tonight. If you're turning to a generator when you lose power, experts warn it's not safe inside your home, your basement, even in the garage. So make sure to keep it on a dry surface. If the generator gets wet or your wet hands touch it, you can be electrocuted. Finally, remember, turn off the generator and let it cool before refueling. All right, when we're not on air, you can always keep track of winter storms headed our way by scanning the QR code right here on the left side of your screen. It'll take you directly to the weather page on our website. Just go to dcnewsnow.com/weather.